Hey guys, I'm Anastasia Edwards. I'm a SAG actor and online acting career coach. And I'm catching up with the talented Keith Andrew, where we're talking about life. And, our first interview was 5 years ago, so a lot has happened in 5 years. I really hope you tune in and you get to know us better and have fun with us. And our episode number, I already forgot, I think is 692. But again, my name is Anastasia Edwards, and I really hope you guys will check us out. Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith Andrew, and this is episode 692. That's right, 692. I'm here with the talented and beautiful Anastasia Edwards. It's been a long time. I miss talking to you.
Thanks for having me, and I'm happy you have me back.
Oh, absolutely. I miss talking to you, and it's been a long 5 years. Now, I know in 5 years a lot has happened. And for you and me. So the first question I want to ask you is, how's quarantine? Has quarantine been helping you with your acting? Has it given you time to reflect on certain things?
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, freaking 5 years, right? How crazy. When you mentioned that, I'm like, whoa, long time. I guess what's happened, what's been different, what happened is life, I've got married. I'm a new mom now to a baby boy who turned 1 year old. Yeah, he's turning 1 in 2 days. Time flies. It's so crazy. I started career coaching actors on the business side of things. So with Corona, I hate to say it, but it's sort of been a blessing to me, and I hate to say it because I know people are truly suffering during this time, and I've actually personally lost a few people that weren't super close to me, but they're coworkers and friends. So first of all, I just want to say it is real. It's not a hoax, right? And so again, I just don't want to get super preachy out here, but I just want to encourage people to wear a freaking mask. Don't jeopardize whether it's your own health or someone else's. Just take it seriously. This is not a joke. But it's been a blessing to me in a sense that, first off, I got to spend more time with my son because, I was working full time. I got to really, tap into what I wanted to do for a long time, which is started coaching. So I started my acting career coaching business. I've done a bunch of consultations with actors all over the world, from Canada and Ireland and everywhere in the States. And I've created an Actors Biz Facebook community, which you know about, where we interview working professionals, actors, directors, producers, a lot of people that are, working in the industry. I do my career coaching sessions in there. So it's a really cool, safe space for actors to learn, get inspired, and support it, with one another. But yeah, I was able to do what I love really and create and spend time with my family. So it hasn't been that bad, for me. But obviously, it's getting a little crazy and crazier in terms of like, okay, how long is this thing is actually going to last, right? Because no one thought it would be that long. So now it's just like, whoa, like I need to really adjust to, to being at home all the time. And my husband actually went back to work full time. So now it's just me full time with a baby, which is a lot. He doesn't sit still for like 1 second. And, but also, what was I thinking about? And now it just escaped me. As far as acting, no, it hasn't helped me at all. Like everything just shut down. Everything is on pause. Nothing is happening. And it's really sad. All the studios, all of, my actor friends that were literally in the middle of shooting and working on major projects got shut down. I get the good thing that happened also with quarantine in terms of, for actors though, is that a lot of doors had opened up in terms of visibility, right? So like these casting directors and producers and agents are doing Q&As, and they're doing, Facebook Lives and Instagram Live. So there's a ton of information. A lot of classes are online now, so you can study with anyone in the world from London to LA or whatever. And so it created a lot of opportunities in that sense to just network with people and show them your work. I actually know quite a few people that obtained representation during this time that haven't been represented for ages. So I'm going to stop talking right now. It's been a long answer, but bottom line, it's been good and bad, right? But I always personally try to find good in any downside sort of situation.
No, absolutely. Usually, and I didn't mean for the 5-year window. I do apologize for that. usually for me, I try to do like a year, 2 year follow up. But most of the time when I reach out to someone like, yeah, we did an interview. What is there to talk about? I'm like, all right, I did say supporting the cause and making a new friend. So we can catch up, see how you've been for the 2 years, whatever. Yeah, but I don't think that's going to help me with my career. I'm not getting any views and, all that BS.
Mm-hmm.
So you're one of the very few people who said, you know what? I like you. I want to be on your show again.
Mm-hmm.
Jenna Curtis, another
Jennifer is
professional
awesome.
actress who was kind enough to be on the show. So there's, after interviewing certain people, some of them are like, absolutely. Let me know when. I will be there for you. Other side of people are like, all right, what we're going to talk about this time. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not like trying to twist an arm or something.
I wouldn't take it personally, if I were you, I also had that thought, to be honest with you, when you reached out, and we've kind of been back and forth for a while on that because, you don't know what's happening in people's lives, right? Like things might have shifted. Like for me, I took a break from acting for a while, and I was really taking care of my family. I've traveled, and so sometimes it's just life takes over and you're busy. But also, to be honest, like right now, also, as an actor and as a career coach, and as a mother, I'm very intentional about, like I told you, things that I say yes to. So if I'm saying yes to something, it has to be productive, not just catch up, but obviously also to, whether it's you have something to promote, or there is something you want to talk about, or you are in a good headspace to also come out and publicly be talking about something. So it's both, right? So don't hold a grudge against people that said no. They might say no now, and they might change their mind later. And I always believe that you want to work with people that want to work with you. So if they don't, all right, bye, or bye for now, whatever, right? So instead of putting like, I just don't want you to focus on those no's, kind of like the rejection thing, and just focus on people that say yes to you.
No, absolutely. Now, the next question I want to ask you is, I forgot to mention this in the beginning because I asked you about the 5 years. For anyone who wants to know who the beautiful Anastasia Edwards is, you are an up and coming professional actress. Mm-hmm. I wrote down a couple of films I did want to talk to you about that I found very interesting. But everyone can go to the KeithAndrewNetWork YouTube channel. That's right, the YouTube channel of the KeithAndrewNetWork, or go to the Facebook fan page of the KeithAndrewNetWork, and you type in season 3, episode 232. You can see how the backgrounds change. I don't have to decorate my brother's bed anymore, to actually having a green screen. So, a lot of people would joke that the KeithAndrewNetWork is a movement. Unfortunately, people keep referring to as a bowel movement. But, but the good news is that it's moving.
Yeah, don't listen to those people. What the heck?
But you got to get criticism wherever you go. So all it does is give you motivation to be a better person.
Mm-hmm. Learn to adapt, yeah. True that.
But the question I was going to ask you, I saw that you are a brand ambassador. Actually, I do want to ask you if you'd be interested being a brand ambassador. But something that you work on, that you mentioned on your Facebook groups, is that you help people with branding and marketing. Mm-hmm. Now, what is the difference between marketing and branding?
Sure. So I help actors, primarily actors who are starting out or in the beginning sort of stages in their career, with the business side of acting. So a lot of actors that get out of class, they have no clue how to sell them, how to present themselves, how to get representation. They really don't look at themselves as a product and as a brand. And so they don't know how to communicate that through their marketing materials. They really struggle to network or get opportunities. So I've personally, it's something that I actually talked about, I believe, in the first interview, is that I've always been passionate about helping actors with the business side, because I've run into a bunch of scams when I started out, those pay-to-play type of showcases where you pay $5,000 and they fly you to Los Angeles in front of, and so, when I actually learned about the industry and I, got my own representation and I've started doing TV work and film work and got my SAG card and all these things, I realized like you don't need to do any of that. As a matter of fact, you don't pay a dime to be represented or get a legit agent. You don't, so that's what I wanted to help actors is realize learn more about the business side of acting. And the main, and what I help with is, number one is get started. Number two, get representation, get clear on their branding, marketing, and how to get more auditions and networking, how to get in the unions, and how to get more co-star, guest star credits on TV, right, on television. So the main difference between branding and marketing, branding is what are you selling, right? What is your product? With millions of people that wanting to pursue this industry, you have to know how you stand out and how you're different, right? Your uniqueness, because that's what you're going to build on. People are going to come watch your show for you because they want to see you, right? So it's not enough to just blend in with other actors just to stand out with your acting. You also have to know how you fit in within the market, right? In the market that you're in, whether it's, LA market or London. And so branding is figuring out your type, your main seller, what are the main things that you're most likely going to be cast as. And as far as marketing is your materials, is how do you actually communicate your brand and type through marketing, right? So it's headshots, it's your demo reel, it's your casting websites, it's your IMDb, it's your websites, it's your social media. And a lot of actors don't even know their brand and type to begin with, but if they know, they don't know how to really communicate that through their marketing materials and because that's what's going to help them to get in the door. Like if I'm an agent and you're submitting to me, I don't know how talented you are. The first thing I look at is your headshot. And if your headshot is on brand, on point, and it stands out and it pops, I'm looking further. I'm looking at your resume. I'm looking at your websites. I'm looking at your demo reel and so forth. If I'm an independent filmmaker and you reach out to me and you have no materials or materials that are not on brand with what I'm looking for, whether it's drama or horror, whatever, next, because there's no shortage of actors who want to pursue this. So I really want actors to understand that this is a business. They need to see themselves as a product, and they need to really know how to communicate it. And so that has been my number one focus, and that's what I help actors do. Is so when I career coach actors, they walk away with clear, step-by-step, personalized action plan. They know exactly their main types. They know exactly the types of headshots they need to get. They know how to format their resume. They know how their casting website is supposed to look like. They know what demo reel or what sort of clips they would need. They know a list of agents that are right for them. They know how to network themselves better, how to position, so they really, and some actors I actually work with on the ongoing basis, where we, tweak their package and as they move along. And my goal is to get them signed with agents. My goal is to get them to work, get them in the union, and start working in TV and film.
No, absolutely. It's funny, you mentioned about submitting your headshots. Mm-hmm. It would have been, it's mean, but it would be funny if you submit one of your headshots and the guy, in my case, and I have a fat neck, and the guy like, oh, Jesus, that's gonna haunt me tonight.
No, but that's actually branding right there. It's tapping into who you are, what makes you unique. If you have a big gap between your teeth, if you are naturally, chubby, or if you have freckles, that's what actually will make you stand out, because it's not about looking hot or beautiful or glamorous. It's not modeling, it's acting. So it's more about what types of characters you're going to be cast for. So when I look at you, I can see, scientist, or I can see, all these different things. So no, it's not about looking pretty. So if you're naturally, your neck looks a certain way or whatever, right? You're going to tap into that. And same goes for not just your physicality, as far as talking about branding, is the way you sound. I have slight accent. I'm originally from Russia, or I, walk a certain way, or I have certain, so you have to really, it's all about who you are. I've recently, and Jenna talked about, Jenna Curtis, that we keep referring to, tremendous actress and model and just a beautiful human being. And she talks about how she gets cast in roles that actually, with an accent that helps her, it helps her branding. So she's originally from Austria, and she tapped into that. So no, you know, the more specific your headshot is, the more it looks like you. That's what's going to get you in the door and actually get you auditions.
No, absolutely. And it's funny because I was just looking at the show, and I don't remember if I asked you this 5 years ago, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. You were on Chicago Fire.
Yep, I was. I actually don't think I was cast in Chicago Fire before we spoke. I think I got cast in it because it's been freaking 5 years. So I think I got cast in it actually a little bit later.
So
Yeah,
do you have a recalling role, or is it like a guest star in?
no, it was a co-star, but I would say it was a large co-star. So it was, interactive with the main Monica Raymond and the main actresses in the show, and it was a good size, a good chunk of a good role, and yeah, it was awesome. It was an incredible experience, and like Dick Wolf shows like Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, Chicago Med are the main shows in Chicago, really. And so that was one of my goals, is to get on those shows or get, familiar or get the casting director, Claire Simon, incredible casting director who is casting it, have her know me and have her, be aware that I exist and call me in for stuff. And so that has been my main focus. And I've actually been cast, I was cast in Crisis on NBC that was canceled like a year after. That was, Claire Simon was casting that one as well. But yeah, Chicago Fire was great. I had a few director sessions and a few callbacks and check avails. I was like really, really close to stuff, and I wasn't getting it, and I was frustrated, and I was like, oh, okay, it's never going to happen. And then next thing you know, I get this role, and with Chicago market is still relatively small, so small. So a lot of the roles that we're getting on the shows are primarily co-stars, sometimes guest stars, but a lot of guest stars and series regular and recurring characters are cast out of LA. At least that's how it was. But now with quarantine, a lot of auditions are going to be self-taped now. So I'm hoping that they will get opportunities to actors really all over the world, which means competition is going to be higher too. But I actually was able to get the role, with the name, with lines, and with a more prominent scene instead of, hey, here's your coffee. So sometimes when if any of you actors watching, sometimes don't feel bad that you don't get this role, because the goal is to really book the office, meaning that the casting director knows you, they like your work, and they're going to keep bringing you back and back again and again. And that's what happened. And I was lucky enough to work on that show, and it was fun. It was a great experience.
No, absolutely. It's funny, so you beat me to the punch. I saw that you were also on Crisis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a while ago. That was actually my very first, surprisingly, really one of my very first acting projects that I was cast in, which was really by luck at that point. Like at that point, Claire Simon didn't really know me as an actress per se. It just happened that she was hosting one of her networking events, which she does. It's called Meals for Monologues, where you bring in canned food and you do a monologue, and she kind of keeps you in file, keeps you in mind. And I had a much heavier Russian accent at the time, and she was looking for a Russian news anchor. So it was like perfect, So that's how I actually got my eligibility into the union. I didn't join at the time because I wanted to make sure I have opportunities, because like once you join the union, you're not able to do non-union work, which 80% of work in Chicago is non-union. So, but yeah, that was a fun experience, but it was like my very first one, so I didn't really know what I was doing. Chicago Fire was more of it was an acting experience, more so like, hey, you have the special skill, so that's what we're looking for, But my very recent project, and one of my very recent projects, is a feature film called Trick and Treats that's starring Malcolm McDowell, that hopefully will come out this year. There was a delay because of the coronavirus, and I play woman Elizabeth from 1800s, so it was really cool to play like a period piece character. So that was a really, really fun experience, and I had a blast on set. And I'm also currently represented in the Southeast market in Atlanta. So I did some projects out there as well. So it's keeping busy, but I took a break after, I had a child and while I was pregnant. So just when I was about to get back into it, Corona happened. So,
absolutely. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time.
Exactly. That's exactly how I feel about it.
Then the next question I want to ask you is well, two questions. Then I promise I pass the show over to you.
Sure.
First one is everything that you accomplish in your life, do you think social media can make you or break you? What was the very first role in audition? Did he get it because it was your Facebook following? Was it because of your Instagram? Your very first acting role that you got, how did all that come about, and how can people follow in your footsteps?
So to answer your first question, yes, I think social media is important, and I think it's even more important right now because everything is online now, right? Like I told you, all the directors and casting directors and agents, and so they're all looking. And I know a ton of people that got signed or got noticed. I had a bunch of management firms and talent agents and pretty big people in the industry that I was admiring in the corner started following me, you know. So no, social media is huge, and it's I like how, you know, I do this Q&As as well with working professionals, and I had a tremendous actor, William Mark McCullough, who's been in a ton of stuff with Tom Cruise and big names, and he talks about how it's free marketing. You know, again, going back to marketing, it's free exposure, it's free, you know, marketing. So yes, get yourself out there. Whether you are, you know, I typically have a problem with actors who are older to really convince them to get on it, especially Instagram. You know, and really utilize stories and but you have to, it's not enough to just get on there. You have to really work it. So you have to show people what you do, your brand. You have to show them your special skills. You have to show them that you're working in the industry and you're part of it. I can't tell you how many actors that asked to join my group, and I you know, I'm pretty strict on who's allowed, what we're posting. You know, I try to keep it really valuable for people so I just don't want it to become a mess. And the first thing I look at is like, are you an actor? Are you part of the industry? You know, are you just, and a lot of times I cannot find anything about in their bio. There's no link to their IMDb. There's no link to their website. There's no headshot. There's nothing that's posted on their feed that says that they're in the entertainment industry. So yeah, get yourself out there. It's huge publicity. I know a ton of actors that got cast through social media, primarily independent filmmakers would notice, you know, whether they're looking again for a specific type, you know, specific thing, whether they're looking for someone who can really do very, very well horror, and then you see special makeup, or I had another great actor, Tom Mulligan. He played professional hockey, and he's also a tremendous actor, and he posted his headshot, and he posted like that he's played professional hockey, and you know, producer reached out to him, and he's working on a feature film that has to do with the hockey. So you have to really put out your special skills. Again, like I speak Russian, like, hey, if you're looking for a Russian spy or whatever, right? So, so yeah, get yourself out there. I know a ton of actors that got cast through social media. Casting directors are looking. Casting directors most likely going to notice you and maybe keep you in mind, but they not, very rarely where they directly reach out to you and be like, hey, we want you for this and this, right? So it's typically the agents who's going to do most of the work too. But when, you know, your picture pops up everywhere and they sort of have, you know, you look familiar to them, and then your agent submits you to that casting director. They're like, wait a minute, I think I've seen that person somewhere. So the number one thing I talk about is kind of like giving away this tip for people that are listening, whether you're an actor or honestly whether you are an entrepreneur in any way. You have to maintain brand consistency. So if you have the same picture on your social media, the same picture on your website, the same picture on your IMDb, I see the same thing, and it's becoming engraved in our mind, in our brain. It's sort of like a logo, whether it's Nike or McDonald's, and we see that the sign and we know exactly what it is, right? So that's what you want to become. You're your own product. So yeah, social media is huge. Get on it, utilize it. I know a lot of people that are working it and getting some traction. I can't say that I personally have booked stuff off of social media. I think I got people to notice me, but everything has gone through my agent or, you know, me self-submitting. So it's not like, hey, you know, we want you for this and this. But that also goes to say that I don't have at this time a huge following. So I'm still working on that, although it has grown tremendously, again, because if you're working it, it's going to happen, right? But I know actors, actually funny you said that, because I just recently did like an free Instagram like not master class, it was like a Zoom class, and this lady who has like over 100,000 followers, who's an actress, literally got called in for a series regular role on a, I don't remember if it was a TV show or it was a big show, off of, you know, her following, and not just her following, but how engaged her following was, and how open she was, and how authentic she was. And that's what I think captures people nowadays is relatability. Like, are you relatable? Are you likable? Are you genuine? And, you know, are you really showing them who you are? Long answer, but yeah.
No, absolutely. Now, passing the show over to you. It's the last 3 minutes. Was there anything you wanted to talk about? Anything you want to promote? Wrapping up?
Well, I think I've talked a lot about what I'm passionate about and what I've been working on currently. So I would just speak to actors who are starting out. Again, that's like my main passion. That's my main Corona baby, like Jenna Curtis put it, that I've been working on during the virus, and I'm really love doing it. And so if you're an actor starting out, if you're an actor looking to, you know, get representation, if you're an actor that really struggling to get auditions because you're not getting in the door, you're not getting noticed by independent filmmakers, if you're an actor who is struggling to start getting higher types of auditions for TV and film, if you really want to get in the union, I can help you with that, because I've achieved all that. And I love really getting personal with what unique about you and how I can help you specifically in the market that you're at with the skills and strengths that you have. So if you're a brand new actor, please reach out. I have a website at actingcareercoaching.com, actingcareercoaching.com. I've also created a free Facebook group on that's called Actors Biz. So again, about the business side of acting. We have quite a bit of over 1,000 members, and that grew really quickly. And it's a great platform for you to learn. There's a ton of valuable content. It's a great opportunity for you to connect and network with others, because there are a ton of producers, agents, casting directors, you know, major people in the industry, teachers. It's a good way to just feel supported and inspired, because this journey has a lot of ups and downs, and I don't want you to feel lonely, you know, as a actor starting out. And it's a safe space for you to vent or share your insecurities or problems or issues that has to do with acting. Again, we're keeping it, you know, targeted. And I wanted to make sure that I create a space that's not just spammy. You know, it's not just another Facebook group where people post a bunch of links and it gets kind of, you know, lost in translation. So it's really very specific, targeted group. And I encourage you to join. Again, Actors Biz on Facebook group and actingcareercoaching.com. If you want to take a look at my stuff, it's AnastasiaEdwards.com. That's my personal acting website. And you guys can always find me on social media, actor Anastasia Edwards, whether it's Facebook or Instagram. I'm pretty active on Instagram as well. And yeah, I just want to connect. I want to get to know you. I want to help you if you're an actor starting out. And if you are a working actor or producer or director, also reach out to me, because I want to interview you and get to know, you know, how you can help us learn and get inspired and so forth. So that has been pretty much the main thing that I wanted to cover and share.
No, absolutely. And I do have some ideas for you off the air.
Sure.
About wrapping up.
Oh, off the air. All right.
Yeah. But hey, sign me up. I'm very interested in working with you if that's a possibility. But wrapping up, how can people follow you on social media? Are you on Facebook? Oh, go ahead.
It's actor Anastasia Edwards. Actor Anastasia Edwards. Simple. If you Google my name, Anastasia Edwards, you'll see, you know, a bunch of links. And that's what I also want to let you guys know, is like, you know, you have to be easily searchable. You have to be easy to find and accessible. So yeah, just Google me, or if you're on Facebook, you know, if you're watching it on YouTube, then just go to Anastasia Edwards, actingcareercoaching.com or actor Anastasia Edwards, and you'll see my Facebook and you'll see my Instagram. And Actors Biz, like, I really want you guys to join Actors Biz on Facebook. It will really, really help you if you're an actor starting out or struggling to get to the next level.
No, absolutely. Now, my last question for you is, when I approached you to be a guest on my show for a second time, what was your first reaction? What made you say yes? And how do you feel now?
The first time, what made me say yes the first time or the second time?
Second time.
The second time. I mean, again, it had to do with where I'm at, you know, like I've, in terms of, okay, what do I have to say? And I'm really passionate about what I'm currently doing. So obviously it's self-promotion. I'm going to be honest with you and sharing what you've been working on. Connect with you because it's been a while and I've seen what you do for the industry. I know a lot of actors in the Chicago community and people that I know in my circle that have been on your show and they loved it and have good feedback. And I love what you're doing, you know, again, supporting the cause and you're just a great guy. So it's a little bit of everything, you know, it's a commonality that I already know you. It's the right time, the right moment, because, you know, we've kind of gone back and forth about when was the right time. But also, you know, had something to talk about as well, because that's why I was telling you, like, if people are saying no just because they have nothing to necessarily promote or share, it's understandable, you know, because it's an opportunity to let people know what you're creating or what you're passionate about.
No, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to part 3 with you down the road.
Let's do it. Let's not do it in 5 years. Let's do it shorter. But it's cool, you know, to kind of see yourself. I've told you, like, I briefly took a look at our previous interview, and it's weird, you know, it's kind of cringy sometimes to watch yourself back, but it's fun to see the development, the evolution of, hopefully there is an evolution, and sort of like, but also where my brain was, and you shared your story, by the way, how you got started and your inspiration for the show. But it's cool to see that you're coming back to the same things sometimes. Like for me, like I told you, the actors, helping actors with the business side has always been in the back of my mind, but it took me literally 5 years to get it off the ground. So don't give up on your dreams. And yeah, I just appreciate the opportunity to be here and to talk to you and share what I love.
No, absolutely. Now stay tuned for Off the Air. I do have a couple questions for you. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest. And all I ask is keep in touch.
Hi, I'm Paisley Blackburn.
I'm Ashley Burgess.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Abney.
Hi, I'm Sharon Spank.
Hey, this is Samantha Moore.
Hi, I'm Melody Jones.
Hi, my name is Becky Yee.
Hi, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.